So, you're looking for a dog trainer in Hollywood, Florida. It can feel like a huge decision, right? Well, that's what this guide is for, to walk you through it so you can feel confident you're making the best choice for you and your pup. Let's get right to it. Okay, picture this. You're taking a nice, calm walk down the Broadwalk. The sun's out, or maybe you're grabbing a coffee at a patio downtown. And your dog? They're just chilling right beside you, totally relaxed and well behaved. I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? And with the right training, it's absolutely doable. So, to get you to that point, here's what we're going to cover. First, what's unique about training in Hollywood. Then we'll get into methods and credentials, program types and what they cost, the questions you've got to ask a potential trainer, and finally, some local rules and resources you'll want to know about. All right, let's kick things off by talking about Hollywood itself. I mean, training a dog here is a little different. It's not just about sit and stay. It's really about getting your dog comfortable and confident in a busy, exciting city. You know all the spots you want to take your dog, right? The Broadwalk, maybe an event at Arts Park at Young Circle, or just walking through downtown Hollywood. A well-trained dog can handle all that. The crowds, the noise, everything. It's all about building that real-world confidence, not just for them, but for you, too. Okay, now for what's probably the most important part, the trainer's actual methods and their qualifications. These two things, believe me, will tell you almost everything you need to know about what your training experience is going to be like. So the gold standard in training these days is something called positive reinforcement. It's really simple. Instead of punishing bad behavior, you reward the good stuff with treats, praise, or toys. It's all about building a great relationship with your dog based on trust, which, let's be honest, is what we all want. But how do you know if a trainer actually knows their stuff? Well, certifications are a really good clue. Yeah, I know, these letters can look like alphabet soup, but what they mean is that the trainer has passed some serious tests and is committed to being a professional. For everyday stuff, things like CPT-TKA or KPA-CTP are great signs. If you're dealing with bigger issues, like some serious fear or aggression, you'll want to look for specialists with certifications like IABC-CBC or CBCC-KA. Okay, so you've got the methods and credentials down. Now let's talk about the practical stuff. What kind of program makes sense for you, and of course, what it's going to cost. You're basically looking at two main options, group classes or private sessions. Group classes are awesome for getting your dog used to being around other dogs and people, practicing with real distractions. Plus, they're usually easier on the wallet. Private sessions, though, are totally tailored to you. They're perfect if you have specific issues at home, like your dog going nuts when the doorbell rings. So let's talk numbers here in Hollywood and Broward County. For a group class that runs for a few weeks, you're probably looking at somewhere between $175 and $320. A single private lesson, that could be anywhere from $120 to $200. And then you have the really intensive stuff, like board and train, which costs more but might be the right fit for some dogs. Just gives you a ballpark idea of what to expect. All right, you've done your homework and you've got a short list. Now it's time for the interview, the consultation. And trust me, having a list of questions ready to go is going to make all the difference in finding that perfect fit. Think of this as your must-ask list. You absolutely have to ask what methods they use. Ask about their credentials and if they keep up with their education. A big one is asking how they'll customize the plan for your dog's personality and your lifestyle. Also ask, how will we know it's working? And what do I need to do between our sessions? It shows you're both in this together. Okay, last section. Let's bring this all back to living with your dog right here in Hollywood. Because part of being a great dog owner is knowing the local rules and, where to go to have some fun and practice all this new training. First thing you gotta know, the leash law. Super simple. Whenever you're in a public space in Hollywood, parks, sidewalks, anywhere that isn't a designated dog park, your dog needs to be on a leash that's 6 feet or shorter. It's just about keeping everyone safe. And it's not just about leashes. There are a couple of county rules, too. Every dog over 4 months old has to have a current rabies shot and be licensed with Broward County every year. It's not just red tape. It helps animal services and is a huge help if your dog ever, heaven forbid, gets lost. All right, let's talk about the one question everybody asks. Can I take my dog to Hollywood Beach? And the answer is sometimes. Generally, dogs aren't allowed during the peak hours. Think 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But here's a pro tip. These rules can change, so your best bet is to always do a quick search for the current city rules online before you pack up the car. So where can you go to put all this training into practice? Well, the Hollywood Dog Park at TY Park is fantastic if you want a safe, fenced-in area for some off-leash fun. And if you want to work on that polite leash walking, The trails at Ann Kolb Nature Center or Westlake are perfect. Lots of real-life distractions to work with. Oh, and a quick note for anyone who just brought home a new dog, especially from a shelter. Remember the 3-3-3 rule. Basically, give them 3 days to just breathe and decompress, 3 weeks to start learning your daily routine, and about 3 months to really feel like they're at home. It really helps to be patient. It's a process. Look, finding the right trainer is really just the beginning. It's the first step to building an incredible life with your dog here in Hollywood. With the right help and a little practice, you'll be out there enjoying everything this city has to offer. The parks, the cafes, all of it, with your best friend right there with you, happy and confident.